Right, we thought it's about time we got some of the palms out of the greenhouse now. It's really proper summer and warming up. It was supposed to get rain this morning, but it didn't happen. Hopefully we're going to get some later. But at the minute, about 25 degrees, a little bit of a breeze, but yeah, hot and dry. Anyway, so let's have a look at a couple of the palms. Some of the bigger ones are out. So the Eureka palms, which are sort of common house plant, have been out for about a month. So we sort of slowly acclimatised them in the greenhouse and then throughout outdoor full sun. They didn't seem too bad. There's a little bit of burn, but you've got to remember keeping stuff indoors over winter, very, very low light levels, and then, you know, to bright sun. I always try and bring them out, you know, I got them out in the greenhouse in a period where it weren't very sunny, so we had a week or two of sort of overcast. So I sort of break them in gently, and then as you get the sunny days, it sort of builds up their tolerance behind glass in the greenhouse. And now with the greenhouse door open, the windows open, that gets sort of proper full sun, so that they should be okay to come out. So they're outside today. Yes, we've got a queen palm here. That is the mountain form, so that was overwintered in the summer house, absolutely fine, pretty hardy. This one, Christmas palm, Adenidia morellii, to be expected, you know, a bit of blotching on the leaves. Didn't really enjoy the indoor this winter, as did most of the palms. We struggled to keep them growing just due to the cost of electricity, you know, lighting and heating and such, but they're still alive, and hopefully now we're out in the sun. I can see a very small spear coming, so we'll see what happens there. Obviously same story, this foxtail palm, indoors in the grow tent over winter. We've got a big spear here waiting to open, another one following, so hopefully we'll get a couple of spears open over the summer. This side we've got the Cyagarus coronata, which is similar to the queen palm, but more silvery underside to the leaves as they mature. This is a specimen which is just kept as a house plant. It's not given any special treatment over winter. That just comes in near a south facing window and it touches the ceiling, and I had to cut a bit off the top of the leaves, and that's how tall it is. It's probably was about 9 foot, so I just cut that off because it curled over touching the ceiling. But we are starting to get some pinnate leaves on this now, so it's opening one and there's another one coming, so we'll see how that does over the summer now it's outside. And we've got, what is this, a king palm. This is one I grew from seed, so it's quite stretched. It's not a stocky plant by any means. It's a stretch that's sort of been kept as a house plant, again just by a window over the winter, so hence that's why it's so stretched. But again, it's alive, and there's a spear starting to come there. Side note, this is the Washingtonia robusta, which I brought last year out all winter, just under shelter, so it's kept a little bit drier, but you know, exposed to the full -6 we had, and starting to grow again. Yeah, didn't like it, no doubt about that. This one spear pulled, so we'll see if that one comes back. There's 4 in there, but the others are all starting to grow again. Right, so let's come down here. towards the summer house, where we've got some of the smaller, more tropical palms out for the summer. So what I've done here, this is the sort of decking area. This gets dappled sun, and that's probably best because a lot of these palms are quite small, and smaller palms tend to be understory until they get to a certain size. So again, dapple shade. Don't really get any full sun, just maybe for an hour or so a day. But let's just go through what we've got here. So basically these are all in small pots, but I've just got some trough pots and put some large pebbles in there just to weigh the pots down so they don't fall over in the wind and that sort of thing. So we've got, this is a Livingstone australis, so we've got a slight red tint to the foliage, so that's quite nice. You know, fairly cold tolerant. This is again kept in the summer house all winter, just kept on the dry side, absolutely fine. We've got a small Trachycarpus princeps there, really silvery, even on the top side of the leaves, quite silvery. So that's going to be a nice specimen. Pure white on the bottom of the leaves. We've got another king palm here. It's a variant. Are we seeing that? Anyway, so that's this one struggled over winter, even in the grow tent, but we're down to one leaf. We have got a spear coming. Next one, we've got another Livingstone decora, this one. So again, sort of a bit of cold tolerance. That's now, again, this one was in the summer house over winter. So again, just kept cold and dry, absolutely fine, no pushing a spear. And we've got a interesting one here, it's a slow grower. This is Dipsus Jurassic Park. So this is one of the type sort of understory, sort of, I don't know, jungly forest type situation, and they do trunk eventually, but before they trunk, the leaves get about 3 meters, you know, just from the ground before they start trunking. So this is again a slow grower, but a bit different to a lot of other palms. And this was indoors over winter, and that is just opened a new leaf there, but we'll see how that does outside. I never tried outside. That's been kept in the cool side of the greenhouse all summer last year, so we'll see how it does outside. Then we've got the flamethrower palm here. This is Chamaedorea macrocarpa. This is actually the mealybug speckled stem variant. I think it's hookeroi. It's not shown any of that yet. So this is again sort of a palm that will take a very light frost and doesn't like it too hot, so it's ideal to grow in the UK, to be fair. I do bring it indoors over winter. This kept as a house plant in a bright spot, so absolutely fine. And we're getting a new spear on that. Again, we lost a couple of leaves over the winter due to the very dark winter we had. We didn't have much light this year, so a lot of plants struggled along with the palms. But yeah, so we've got a new spear, so hopefully a few weeks time maybe we'll see a nice red spear open up. Got a little oranga there. This is one I bought recently. That wasn't in the greenhouse, but it's probably a bit too hot for it in there, so we've got it outside now. Again, dapple shade. Little sort of dwarf sugar palm type. This one's an interesting one. Starting to get some sort of more mature leaves on it. I don't know if they're showing up, but the back of the leaves are pure white. And these leaves get huge on these, apparently up to 2 or 3 meters across. Caryodoxa elegans, or common name is the white elephant palm, because, well, obviously white due to the white underside of the leaves, but just I guess the size of the leaves, sort of elephant size, big. We have got a Becaria Phoenix alfredii here, which is like the common name high plateau coconut. This struggled over winter. It turned really yellow, so we're slowly feeding that with the liquid seaweed and some palm focus, and hopefully that'll green up. That is starting to green up now, but it doesn't help that my phone is does make everything a bit yellowy anyway, but that is quite yellow, to be fair. But yeah, starting to want to go pinnate, but we're not quite there. And we'll finish up on this one. This is on a big pot of its own, Versaltia Splendita. I don't know if there's a common name for this one, but this is quite a nice palm. It's got a really big leaf, sort of solid leaf. And the interesting thing about this one, I don't know if I'll pick up, but you've got black spines on this, a good inch long. They're quite soft, but yeah, could cause you some damage, I guess, if you sort of try to grab it. But they actually follow through all the way. I don't know if they're showing up there due to the harsh light, but it does sort of go into the petiole a little bit, or petiole. But yeah, so just a little cluster of outdoor palms for summer there. Ones I'm growing on. Well, while we're at it, let's just do a couple of the others that we've been doing. They are in shade now, but they do get more in sun. This is a Phoenix Ecolus, which is it's a type, kind of dwarf date palm, not to be confused with the Phoenix Robellini, but this is non-trunken, so it's a dwarf. It should just get like a big fat base, but not growing upwards. That's just a sort of yeah, pretty much non-trunken. What else we got? We got a Phoenix Sylvestris Robusta. This is a small seedling I got last year. Again, this one was in the summer house over winter, so kept cool. Probably see nearly just kept above freezing, so no special treatment. And yeah, now the weather's kicking in, that's gonna start pushing some growth, so that's doing okay. Another Phoenix here. This is a Rupicola. So this is one of the nicest of the Phoenix, because they're quite sort of really feathery leaves on these. They're not sharp at all. They are some spines, but they're quite soft. But these they sort of get a twisted leaf as they get bigger, and they look quite nice and tropical, but yet still a little bit of hardiness, like most Phoenix. This is a straight Phoenix Sylvestris silver date palm. Again, this was bought a couple of years back as a small seedling, so that's putting on some size now. It's starting to go pinnate, and we'll see how that one does. We've got another Phoenix here, Reclinata. So again, starting to go pinnate. And we will finish now on this one. So this is one I brought earlier in the year. This is the cross Trachycarpus fortunei with nanus. So I did do a video on it at the time. This was actually out all winter, albeit in a sheltered position over here with overhead cover with, you know, natural canopy, but it was out all winter, so at C-6 in a pot. And in fairness, we did get some leaf damage. Not quite spear pull, but the new spears did rot off on the ends, but it's now pushing through that, and we're getting some new growth in there, if you can see that. So yeah, I mean, that's just a touch on some of the palms I'm growing and got outside for summer. We'll leave it there, and thanks for watching.